Hello, hello, everyone. Today we are talking about delegation, world domination, and project management. I am Briar Harvey. This is Ask Briar. First up, we have the beautiful and lovely Alison. All right, Alison, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am well. So, introduce yourself. Give us your 1 minute spiel.
Okay, so hi, I'm Allison. I am the founder and CEO of Cherry River CBD, a cannabis skincare company. We specialize in making really great things like bubbling bath bombs, oils, tinctures. We make it all with organically grown hemp from our family's farm here in Oregon.
So, you sell a lot of yummy stuff. It's
I
yummy.
sell stuff that smells really good and
Yeah,
relaxes you and
yes,
makes you
it's
never want to
yummy.
get out of the bathtub.
Yes,
And it helps you handle 2020.
right? Because you need weed to handle 2020.
Yeah, 2020's been super fun. It's great.
Oh my God, I need weed to handle 2020. That's
The
for
world
damn
needs
sure.
weed
Oh,
to
oh
handle
yeah, I
2020.
think
Like,
so. All right. So, what's your question?
so my question is on delegation and finding how I can let things go and give them to a VA because there is no reason for me to do every little thing except for I'm a control freak. And so I kind of want to do every little thing.
So, this is the case for a lot of entrepreneurs that I know that have, they've crossed the mystical six-figure mark, right? And they're making good money now, but they've built it all up themselves and they don't know what to let go of or how to let go of it because doing it all is what got you here in the first place, right?
Exactly. It's my
Mhm.
baby.
It's
And
your
if you do it
baby.
wrong, I
Hmm.
might knife you. Not
Exactly.
really. But
But yes, so the first thing that you have to figure out when it comes to hiring is who is going to share your vision? Who is going to embrace that kind of love of the thing, which is not necessarily, the same as who is best for the job, but you got to be able to trust that they love it as much as you do, right?
mhm.
So that's important. Um, what's the thing that you hate doing most?
Talking to customers. I
Oh,
love you. I love my
I
customers.
know. I know.
But I get a lot of those 7 a.m., 10 p.m. phone calls. I can't check out. The website isn't working right now. I've got a question. I want to get some arthritis for my 87-year-old aunt who's allergic to these 10 things. Um,
Oh, my
I'm on the phone a
darling,
lot.
you should so be done with this already. So be done with this already. Okay. So, part of what's gotten you where you are is your ability to build relationships with people, right? And your customers, you know them, you love them. So again, we're talking about someone who has to share the vision of the work because if they do not, then they're not going to interact with the customers in the way that you need them to do. But this is the thing that you need to hand off first. This is because here's the thing. When we talk about like automation and delegation, the time that you spend doing the task is probably only about a third of the time that it actually takes you because of the time you spend putting off the task and the time that you spend thinking about how you have to deal with this task.
The time I spend hitting ignore when the phone rings.
Correct. All that time is cumulative. So this is the thing you got to let go of first. And it's the thing that you got to figure out. So you have a process, I assume, kind of.
Yeah, within dealing like with customers?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So is it mostly online?
The process, or
Hmm.
I mean, yes and no.
You still have people calling you, don't you?
We have a lot of elderly customers that
Okay.
are not super technically savvy. And I actually do a lot of sales over the phone because they're just not that great at doing things like navigating websites, entering coupon codes. And I don't mind doing that part, but there's a lot of people that call me asking me for product recommendations. And that is where I want to hand that off. Um, but I also have a really hard time with it because people tell me their stories. And that's what warms my
Yeah.
heart. And it's what keeps me going. And I love the personal connection that I have with my customers. But the day is only 24 hours long. And I have two kids and I'm a full time college student. And so I can't always
Yes.
listen to everything. So like and it's having somebody else that has the knowledge base or the I mean, everybody can be trained to the knowledge base. It's I have to learn how to let go and trust that somebody else has the same set of customer service skills to be able to accurately answer a customer's question.
Hmm. So when we're looking at hiring the person and integrating them into your process, you create a standard operating procedure by recording yourself doing it. So that's recording your phone call.
I'm
That's
making notes.
that's writing out your actual process, but we record it because it makes it easier to figure it out, right? Loom is what I use for anything on desktop, but there's also a phone version too if you have iPhone. So, and I'm sure there are a plethora of Android screen recorders. Record your process so that you can give that to someone else.
Dang it, Briar. Why do you have to make so much sense?
You're welcome. And really, you want someone who shares the vision, who embraces the idea that you're trying to get out there, who shares the love of the customer. And if you find that person, then it's pretty easy to hand over recordings and say, here, just do this.
That sounds so much easier because that's the whole like training somebody to do it on the phone. I'm like, I don't want to be listening in on your phone calls.
Right.
And I already have a little bit of an issue with micromanaging my business partner. So I need to not do that with a good VA because I want them to succeed and thrive and love what they're doing and grow with the company.
Right. The whole point of hiring isn't to hire another you. It's to hire a person who's going to bring something new and amazing to the work.
You stop making sense, Briar. I need to get that embroidered and like hang it up on my wall.
So, again, I will say to you, you should call me and I should hire someone for you.
We gotta chat.
I will message you later and we will work this out because, yeah, I think you got to let this go. I think it's time for you to let this go. And I think the time that you would gain by letting it go, oh, my dear, yes,
It would be nice.
it would be
It
nice.
would be very nice.
You'd have your life back and your phone back and probably your email inbox back too. I'm
Oh
just saying.
yeah.
I'm
It's a never ending battle of my phone dings, my watch vibrates. I'm like, I have to see what it is.
Mhm.
I have to answer it. It was on my birthday during brunch yesterday with friends over while drinking mimosas. A customer called, so I had to help walk them through an order.
No, 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 no.
But it was a sale, Briar.
I know, and it still can be.
It's I know.
You can give that to someone else to do for you. I swear.
I,
I promise. It can be done.
I'm going to need you to tell me that more than once.
I know. We'll chat.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, my dear.
This
Bye-bye.
was great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Next up, world domination. Here we go. Hello, my dear. You are still muted.
Yeah, I muted myself because like I was in the backstage and I didn't know. I was like, if I start like eating chips, will they be able to hear me?
No.
So,
No.
yeah.
I saw you there, and no, I need to. Speaking of, barefooted cobbler's children, I have not yet set up my email sequence, which informs you of how this actually works on the back end. And one of these days, I will get to that.
You will get there. That's all right. That's life.
Yes.
Totally fine. I get it. I know. I was just like, I kind of want some chips while I'm waiting.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. So, alrighty, give us the 1 minute spiel.
Yeah, so my name is Jocelyn Kopak. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I work exclusively in the online space now, which is like, oh my goodness, huge weight. Awesome. Don't have to have an office, don't have to go into the office, even though I really like working from coffee shops. I'm just realizing now my glasses are super glary, so I'll take those off for now.
I miss coffee shops.
So,
I miss coffee shops.
Girl, they're open where I live now in Wisconsin. Oh man, have I spent a lot of time there. I have a newfound love. Like I was like, I thought I loved you before, but now I really know you're my favorite.
Yes.
So I work with entrepreneurs. I've got 3 different businesses. So the first one being a marketing agency. We work on your content and your visibility, and just really taking that off of your plate so you can spend time doing other things. And then my second business, we talk about DEI, so diversity, equity, and inclusion. We got a mastermind and we work with online business owners on how best to deal with their audience and their teams and really create an inclusive atmosphere, because that's really important, especially online, because that feeling of community of like that one-on-one love can really get lost really quickly, and how to foster that. And then the last one is I've got business coaching business. That's on the back burner, but it's coming back October 1st. It'll be back. We're working on some really cool stuff. So so that's what I do. Absolutely love it. Been in the space. I've had my business for 7 years now. So really long time. Yeah. Yeah,
yes, if you can make it online for 7 years, then you're making it at this point in time. I feel
Yeah, it feels like it just keeps getting easier though, like because new programs come out and you're like, oh my God, I wish I had that like 3 years ago.
Right?
Like this is so much better than how I used to do it. So yeah, but that's okay. I'll take it as we grow. As tech grows and catches up.
I'm with you on the inability to niche down to just one business too. There's too many things to do online. I like them all.
Yeah.
And if you have good systems, you make time for them because they take less time on the back end.
That's exactly it. And that's part of the reason why my coaching business and consulting business was on the back burner, because I was really working on the systems for the agency and things like that. And I muted myself. Oh, I can hit the space button and mute myself. We're just going to move that away.
Ooh.
Okay. Fun things I just learned. And so that was what I was working on, is really the systems and making sure everyone knew their job and was good at their job and, didn't feel left in the lurch while we continue to grow. So, yeah.
Yes.
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
All right. So what are we actually talking about? I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. I know I messaged you on Facebook like right before halftime. I was like, did we decide what we were talking about? And I completely forgot, because that would be something I would do.
No.
Yeah, right. So I guess one thing we can talk about is overall, like the girl before, we talked about delegation, and which is kind of funny because that's what we've been working on for the last few months with the team, and making sure everybody, even the managers, knew how to delegate the right stuff when, which was kind of, it's a learning curve for everybody.
It really is.
But one thing is we've been automating a lot of our tasks and things like that. And so it's making everything flow a lot easier and everything like that, but it's not necessarily conducive to having a huge team, which is kind of sad. But with that, where do you draw the line when it comes to automation? Like, this is great to have it automated to this point, but now we need humans involved, kind of thing.
So what are you automating?
Yeah, so like right now, today's task list is to automate our onboarding completely. We figured it out, I think. And use forms and like, you know, the logical conditioning of forms, things like that. And so, you know, and I keep going back and forth of like that removes that human aspect. They get a human on their sales call, so we really do actually have a full-on conversation, and it all gets recorded so the team can see and all that. But really, you know, am I over automating, I guess, if that makes sense?
You're over automating when it causes more problems than it solves. If you're building out a sequence and you are getting emails back that this didn't work, or you're getting questions about something that should be covered in the automation process, then obviously it's not quite working right. And you either need to tweak it or you need to add a human in somewhere.
Yep. Okay.
But you can usually figure it out by the feedback that you're getting. And it's worth figuring out, like, so tell me a little bit about what programs you're using.
Yeah, so we've moved everything onto our WordPress site, like a lot of everything. So
because it's so much more functional.
The further I get into it, I'm like, girl, why didn't you do this 4 years ago? Like, I am loving it.
Because it's intimidating. That's why. It's rare. WordPress does not seem like it should be easy. And when you look at it on the back end, it is not visually compelling. And so you're like, I don't know what I'm doing in here. And it takes a long time to feel comfortable. So are you using then add-ons to automate all of this stuff through your site?
Yeah. So what I'm kind of thinking is at least for the onboarding, what I'm hoping will work is I just figured out WP Forms does logical conditioning. Just figured that out. Like, been using them for like 9 months and I just figured it out. And I was like, well, if that's the case, then we can have the client select what they're getting from us, and it'll logically condition these are the questions they need to answer. That's my thought. I hope. I don't know for sure. I'm thinking that's what it's going to do. And then we have a CRM. We use Airtable for our CRM.
Okay.
So when, you know, people come through our sales pages, they go to a CRM, and then the CRM is automated with Zapier, and it sends out emails. So that's how we do that. But the onboarding, I'm thinking my logical conditioning might save the day. Oh, please. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, because when you have to have that initial sequence, I have yet to find an all-in-one that actually does it that I like, right?
Me too. That's why I'm building it.
I know a lot of people are really diehard for 17 Hats and Dubsado, and I think they're okay if you offer one thing. But when you have a stable of offerings, they do not function the way that I have ever wanted them to function.
That's what I'm into. That's exactly it. Yeah.
I'm currently using Acuity to manage my back end for this stuff, because you have to schedule and pay, and then there's forms attached there, and then it ports you to my email list, and it all works out that way.
Yeah.
But
I know, and that's what we run into, because a lot of our clients that come through the agency, at least, kind of build their own package, right? Like some people need help with blogs. Some people don't even have a blog. So there's no reason to even ask them that information. And so that's why it's been a human up to this point, is because we needed, you know, to edit everything. And so what I'm thinking is, if you can select that you're going to be doing these services, they can just ask you the right questions. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping, because I mean, that's exactly what I ran into. Like Dubsado, you know, 17 Hats. What's the other one? I can't think of creative something. I don't know, whatever. They all are built for like, your designer or your website, developer, which is great, but that's just like one kind of product versus
Right.
we offer a bunch. And so, we need to deal with onboarding for each kind of product. And so that's really what I've run into is the issue there. Wait, it's been a long time coming to figure out a solution.
I know
Uh-huh.
Laura Roeder is building a new thing, but I think it's just now starting to beta test. So it's going to be a while before it is comprehensive enough to, but
deal with.
So yeah, on the back end, that's my answer to you is it's too automated when it causes too many problems. But I think that the solution that you're exploring is worth exploring because if you can automate your intake sequence, you can get people in faster and then spend your energy on serving them.
And that's exactly it. That's kind of our goal. And the other thing is, as a business owner, you get really overwhelmed with stuff. Like all of a sudden you look at your email and you're like, I just cleaned it out. How there's 25 emails again? I don't know. Right. Right. And so that's what we're trying to cut down on is that overwhelm that you feel like trying to start a new something or hire a new someone, you know what I mean? So that's what we're trying to cut down on. So I'm hoping, so I'm on the right track is what you're saying. Maybe.
I think so. And keep me posted. I will check in with you because I want to hear if this actually works for you because it's an elegant solution for a problem that we all have.
Everybody.
And if you're already building on WordPress, it would be lovely if this was something that you can actually make work with Zapier and with automation. So yes.
That's my hope. That's my hope. I think I can. I think I can. I'll let you know later today when I'm like, I'm missing a chunk of my hair now. I can't. I can't. But I'm hoping.
Good luck. I will talk soon. All right. Bye-bye. Oh, so since we're talking automation, it's fabulous because this actually works in really well. I got a question about which project management systems are best for delegation. So I have to say at the outset that I am a diehard Notion fangirl, and you'll see playlists for it. But I don't know that Notion is the perfect system for everyone. So I think the big two that we have to go over are Asana and Trello. And we need to figure out whether there's also ClickUp, which I like, but it's slow. And the mobile version is lacking. I think the mobile version of Notion is lacking too. And it's all about what you need. So let's talk about how you figure out what you need. When we're looking at project management systems, what we need to figure out first is how you're going to interact with the information. The problem with Trello is that it's visual. So it stretches out across your screen and you have long columns and you have rows and it over time can accumulate just this gigantic stack of data. In Asana, it's the same problem. It's just visually represented differently. You can choose board style in Asana. You can, but the general setup is for list, which typically works better in how Asana works. So what you're looking at then is overwhelmingly long lists of data that you have to sort through and try and figure out, okay, well, this is what we have to prioritize. This is what we need to put on the back burner. With both programs, you can have tags, and you can sort through it in specific ways that make it easier for you to hide the long stacks of things, but overwhelmingly I find that to be significantly easier in Notion, because the sorting capabilities of the tables or the views are just far superior. The same is actually true of ClickUp as well. If you have just gigantic reams of data, you can sort through and parse it a whole lot better on their back end because you can hide it. So what then if we have a lot of tasks, and with any business we're going to have a lot of tasks, the question is, what ways do we want to move through it? If we are knowledge-based or content-based, then typically we're going to need to have a place where we can go for ideas, a place where we can parse out what's currently in progress, a place where we can parse who we or what we have delegated work to, and then finally what's completed to be recycled into new material later, or to be reworked, or to be archived. Sometimes it's just not worth reusing. But the beauty, if we're using a good project management system to manage content and knowledge work, is that once the work is completed, we should be able to go back and revisit it and reuse it for something else, repurpose it for something else. So that's kind of, for me, the metric of a good project management system for knowledge and content work is, am I going back for the data? Am I going back to stuff that I've already created and figuring out how to reuse it for my audience? Because here's the thing. Email conversion rates industry-wide average about 18%. That's the average click-through rate of an email at any point in time for any industry. Your results may vary wildly. I average between 50 to 60% conversion rate on my personal email list because I send people memes. Again, your results are going to vary wildly. 18% is the industry standard. So if only 18% of your people are seeing your thing at any given time, then you probably don't need to pull out the good lipstick. And you probably need to keep recycling your content, because only less than 1 out of 5 people saw it the first time you shared it. So you got to keep rebooting it, reworking it, retooling it. That is the marker of success for a knowledge or content-based business. If you are a service-based business, the marker of success for you needs to be on how you are scaling and how your work is proceeding over time. We're talking to Jocelyn about her clients moving through the automated system. When we're talking about your project management system, the same needs to be true. They need to be able to move through the work easily, completely, with no problems, and with a system that allows you to get things from them. So here's the real marker. If your back-end project management system is good on the client level, then you will be getting from them at the end referrals and testimonials, potentially case studies, every single time. That's the marker of a solid service-based project management system, because you've not only done the work, you've done it so well that at the end of it, they're going to give you more customers by offering referrals or by writing something up that you can use to give to other people that will allow you to bring more clients in. That's service-based. Finally, if we're looking at product-based, your project management system is handled or working well if you are creating new products and you are streamlining the process continually. So when you have a product-based business and you sell products over time, you maintain an inventory, but you maintain project management systems separately because they're not the same thing. Your projects, when it comes to products, are new products. So how are you iterating new products? How are you creating new formulations? Excuse me, bundles? How are you taking your products to a larger market? Are you doing trade shows? Probably right now that's tough, but you are wholesaling. You are taking your product continually to a larger market with more influence. So it's either more product in terms of type of product or more product in terms of volume of product. If those things are continually successful, then your project management system is probably successful. And that's what we're looking at for product. So that's knowledge or content, then we have service, then we have product. And if you can, for a lot of us, there's a lot of overlap, right? If you have evergreen courses and you coach, you've got some service and you've got some product, right? Because an evergreen course is a physical product, even if it's not something that you have to maintain in the same way as you would stock, you still have to manage it on the back end in the same way with a learning platform, right? So no matter what your field is, you have to look at how your project management process and software is serving you. And if it is not serving you, then you want to look at a better system for you. Asana, Trello, Notion, it doesn't matter what you use. What matters is that it works, right? What matters is that it benefits your business. What matters is that everyone who's involved in the process can use it and use it functionally. That's what matters. And if you need help figuring that out, I'm over here. I do project management. I do hiring. I can help you figure out what you've got on the back end and how to make it work for everyone so that you're not beating your head against this wall, metaphorically. All right, guys, if this has been beneficial to you in any way, like, subscribe. You can buy me some tacos since I'm not buying them in person for people anymore. The link is down below. And if you would like to be on the show, that's at briarharvey.com/ask-briar. And I would love to have you to come and talk about your questions. Talk to y'all soon. Bye now.